Welcome everybody to tonight's live. How's it going? Bonjour, bonsoir. Selon de kote ou ap gade. Good morning, good afternoon, based on where you guys are watching from. Tonight, guys, this is all about Haitians, right? So we go everywhere, wherever there's Haitians, we want to bring awareness. And we have a story where about 850 Haitian migrants are stuck in a condemned apartment in Columbus, Ohio. I wanted to bring awareness to that, guys. And if you're in the area, to bring light to what's happening and to talk about some of the things which are happening with Haitians with the Joe Biden program, guys. So as you come in, please share the live. Pendant ap entre nan live lan, partager live lan. Aswe nou pral pale de un story ki sorti Columbus, Ohio, ki sorti aux États-Unis. Gen environ 800 ou 850 Haïtiens, an nou di ki gen do a sorti nan Joe Biden, ki vin rive nan situation ki pa tellement bon nan ou appartement ki Columbus, Ohio. So pour moun Biden mwen yo, pour sponsor mwen yo, mwen ap mande nou pour nou tende and partage tout pendant nou ap entre nan live lan. So please share the live, guys, as we get this live started. Let somebody know we are live. So I came across this story because this story is pretty much making noise in Columbus, Ohio, where that is not a state that is well known to have a big Haitian community. So if you are Haitian and you are watching from Columbus, Ohio tonight, please let me know. That way we can link up and see if we can become a community to at least help these people wherever that wherever we can, and to bring awareness to certain situations. Before we get the show started, guys, I'm going to play this clip. And also we have a guest that just so happened, guys, he is right close to everything that's happening. So who else to bring on to the show to share with us some of the things which he's seen and is very familiar with the area. So let's get the show started, guys. Please share this live. And don't forget to hit the like button as you come in. Let's get into this video, guys, to show you guys what's happening.
Tonight, 10 TV is getting an inside look at a problem apartment complex in Columbus. The city is filing lawsuits against Colonial Village apartments, where more than 800 people were living in substandard living conditions, some in condemned units. Good evening, and thanks for joining us at 6. I'm Yolanda Harris.
And I'm Andrew Kinsey. 10 TV's Colin Dorsey live after talking with residents today. And Colin, what did you unveil?
Right. First off, City Attorney Zach Klein gave Capstone Real Estate Services and the lender a Friday deadline to put together some sort of plan on how they plan to make those apartment buildings livable again. Well, that deadline has come and gone, and now this all heads to the courts. Boarded up doors and boarded up windows. Orange notices tacked to buildings telling people outside they're dangerous. It's the same story, building after building at Colonial Village. Most, but not all, the buildings are condemned. One woman living at the complex didn't want to go on camera, but welcomed us into her unit to show what she's been dealing with for 2 years. These photos show the bathtub that leaks into the apartment below through the cracked linoleum in the living room, a gaping hole in the carpet below the damage in the ceiling.
It's like, God, it's very frustrating. Sometimes I go home and I scream. If I didn't have my German Shepherd, I would not come outside.
Elsewhere in the complex, Latoya Bonner has lived in Colonial Village for years. Now she's become close with the largely Haitian population now living in the buildings. The city says many of those 800 were taken advantage of and lied to about the living conditions at Colonial Village.
When they say they paying the rent $1,200, no, never that. But no, now that I know, when they don't have light and gas, you know what I mean? So I don't know what kind of agreement they made with whoever they made it with.
These buildings fell under new management at the beginning of the month, and now Bonner hopes this will bring the much-needed change to Colonial Village.
Give them a chance, because you see, and I'm talking to the Haitians, and when you talk to one, the word gets around, and they're really trying. You know, they're really trying and stuff to keep you see the trash cans looking good now, you see the grass is cut.
Now, as for management of the complex, I did reach out to Capstone Real Estate Management for a comment, but I haven't heard back on what they plan to do and how they react to the city's litigation against them. And there are some outstanding questions for the city as well. Once that complex went into receivership last year, how was this allowed to happen? With that supposed to be under the undersight of the city. But now there are two lawsuits being filed. One goes into common pleas, the other in environmental court. Live in Columbus, Colin Dorsey, 10 TV News.
Here I am, guys. Let's welcome our guest that's coming on to the show with us. Welcome, Stallion. How's it going?
It's going good.
It just so happened, guys, welcome Stallion. Stallion frequent the channel a lot with us. And it just so happened that this is out of a place, an area that is pretty close to you. How familiar are you with this story? How close is it to you?
That place is about 3 miles away from my house, literally. It's going in towards downtown. I'm real familiar with that apartment complex. There is a huge plaza across the street from that complex. There's some, there's not a lot of activity over there. It used to be, like a furniture store. I think there's right now over there I think there's an African store there, market, nail shop. There's a couple of miscellaneous places. I think there's a Dollar General, not Dollar General, a Family Dollar. There's a few things, but the area is kind of decimated right there where it's at. But I've been in one of those apartments before. Make a long story short, years ago, I used to date a girl, and she lived in one of those, but it was much nicer, But there's a lot of issues going on there right now.
So one of the things they mention is that these apartments are completely out of line. So guys, as you come in, please share the live, right? Share the live, because we bring in where things are happening with Haitians, let's say in the Dominican Republic, in the Bahamas, Jamaica. There are things that happen with Haitians also, even in the United States. And what we are seeing is, for many of you guys, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the Biden program. But the Biden program grants Haitians relief as of right now for 2 years to leave out of Haiti under a humanitarian program. Now, a lot of Haitians, what happened is either they have been saving money in hopes to find somebody that, or they can head out of Haiti any way that they can. The Joe Biden program gave many of Haitians the opportunity and family members to remove Haitians out of the country. But there is also where we have a lot of Haitians that left out of Haiti, and they basically found somebody, and the person said, hey, I qualify to bring you in, but once you get to the airport, you are on your own. Do not bother me. This is on your own. So, pou mwen di li tou an kreol, paske pou moun mwen yo ka kompran, gen anpe moun nou tap sere kob, n'importe opportunité, n'importe chance nou jwen pou nou lage piye nou nan peyi ya. Gen moun ki vraiment jwen chance, epi yo jwen fami yo, ki resebra yo, ki pran yo, epi yo gen kote pou yo vive aux États-Unis. Men gen moun qui gen nou a di, gen kob la, m'ka paye, m'ka fe tout ça, ou bien ou gen nou a gon moun tou ki lot bo ki di, mwen kalifiye oui, mais si ou vini ici, ma fil ou prend route pour l'arrivée, chercher côté pour aller parce que moi ka appliquer pour mais moi pas gen côté pour dormir. C'est ça qui vient passer nous après avec un peu haïtien qui a voyagé et tout nous que gen qui a sorti passé par Nicaragua. Yo prale Panama, Mexique, et puis yo lage pied yo tout pour yo tout entrer aux États-Unis. Et puis gen yo juste abde la vie. Et de temps yo rive Mexique entrer aux États-Unis, yo vin pas gen côté pour yo aller vraiment vrai. So guys, some of the people, Stallion, you know, off top, you already had it where you were somewhat on your own when you get to the U.S. I personally feel that, do you think a lot of those, to begin with, is there a huge Haitian community in Columbus, Ohio?
No, it's very, very small. I'll be honest, out of the Caribbean nations here, I'd probably say if there's anybody, and they're a very small community too. It's Jamaican. There's a couple of Jamaican restaurants. I've known some Jamaicans here, but it's really a small community in itself. It's not, it's not a, it's just not this area. This isn't for I see a lot of Caribbean descent here. Columbus is mostly made up. We have a lot of Latinos, a lot of Mexicans. We have a lot of Africans from different countries, and of course, I think I mentioned before, Somalia is the largest individual country here. We have a lot of Ethiopians, small Kenyan community, a lot of Guyanians, Nigerians, Liberians. There's some other there too, but those are the ones I'm thinking of right offhand that would make up the larger groups. But the Caribbean nations, this isn't a place where they come to live, which I think they'd be better off here because the cost of living versus wages and opportunities are a lot better here in Central Ohio versus these other major cities.
Well, one of the things that encouraged me to bring awareness, so as we get this show started, guys, I want to encourage you guys to please share the live. Partagez live lan pou Haitien yo ki ap suiv. Et puis ou pense que ou ka gen un moun ki Columbus, Ohio, right? On nous dit même là que on gen moun an bay vérité. Moun nan gen doit penser n'importe ça ou penser a. Mais Haïtien nous était Haïtien dans un sens. So si que nous pensons nous présonnons nous ka même bay un sens de advice, on comprend parce que nous tout te passé moment quand on te fait entrer dans pays et pour vraiment pas connaître loi pays ou pas connaître qui gens pays so en pile nous qui a suivre nous connaît dans sens ça nous te fait entrer aux États-Unis nous te passé misère pas vrai c'est bon bagay qui new pour jodi a pour nous propose que nous pas comprendre qui gens système pays aux États-Unis et ou besoin l'autre monde qui haïtien pareil ou qui pour ka bon mais so si nous connaissons un monde qui dans zone nan partager live là pour plus monde ka suivre. So I'm asking guys, if you know some Haitian people, if you in that area, please share the live. My hope is that Stallion we do a continuation on the live and that we get to speak with some of them themselves to find out what's really going on. So I shared the video. I'll share it again. What exactly is happening or what has been happening with those apartment buildings that these Haitians, how do you think these Haitian people ended up in that apartment?
Well, that's a mystery. It's a $64 question because I don't know. I wasn't aware of it. I ride by that place on that street, Livingston Avenue. It's 2 lanes each way. It's kind of a main thoroughfare east to west through the city. I ride by there probably maybe twice a week if I'm going out to eat or doing something else. I've never heard or seen anything. I knew that there was issues there. I knew that the city had gone in and basically made the owners forfeit the place and they put it into like a receivership. And that's the last I heard of it. I used to work for the government, as an auditor, and I actually audited that place, maybe 2-3 property ownership before. So, and it wasn't like that at the time, that I came through there. It used to be a half decent place once upon a time, but for whatever reason, it's, deteriorated over the years. And like I said, I don't know how they came there. I don't know. Somebody put a beacon out for them all to come to one place, because that's highly unusual that you would get 800 people from one country consolidated into one complex. That makes, to me, there had to have been some sort of, communication saying, hey, come on over here. Yeah, that's the only thing I could say. But but whoever was there, the property manager, were collecting cash money for, rent, letting them stay there. And of course, I think the news reports that they were, obviously the person was taking advantage of them. I don't know what he was charging them, but the person's no longer there, and I think they're going to pursue criminal action against this individual. As far as what the apartments go, here in Columbus, they have what they call an environmental court, which was created maybe about 10 years ago. They're pretty effective about taking care of business. I mean, if they want to condemn a house, the city will literally go through, these are homes now. They'll literally go through and bulldoze the home and tear it down and just add it to the lien of the property. They're not going to play around. Environmental courts, they can get a lot of stuff through. So they're going to, you notice that they're going to take them to 2 different courts. The environmental court's going to be their demise. The city will end up take the assets, and then they're just going to resell it and, to somebody else to get that place either tore down or rebuilt.
So I'm going to do some translation, and I'll be back in English to interact more. But I do feel that my people speaking Creole, they should hear a lot more of this in Creole too, where they can understand. So, Monsieur Stallion li même li ap di ke li wè lon ti jan pa normal pou ke un kote ki pa habitue gen Haitien, et puis pou tande ke même 850 Haitien vin paret un sel kote. Côté appartement ça te déjà gen problème, et ou met di yo te presque fermé appartement ça, yo pat vle pou moun ap vive nan appartement ça, mais kounye ou vin wè 800 pour 850 Haïtiens paraît, et c'est un moun qui mette yo là. Et yo pas seulement mette yo, mais yo ap charge moun yo $1,200 par mois américain pour vivre dans appartement, dans chaque appartement. So they're not just bringing them there, but they're also charging them also $1,200 to live. And we know in the United States, what happens is, pour Haïtien, li gen droit normal parce que ou pa ptan de bal ou en sécurité. For one, you have safety, and based on where they coming from out of Haiti, they may not be used to certain amenities, and the amenities may not be a big thing for them, which safety is their number one priority. So people are able to take advantage of the Haitian people a lot more. Before I even, speak on that, how much is the average rent for, let's say, a 1-bedroom there in Ohio? Combien coûte un appartement coûte Ohio?
Well, in that area where the apartments are at, there's some apartment complexes not that far from that, walking distance, actually. If I remember right, there's one literally behind the plaza where I mentioned earlier, there's a big apartment complex. I think the rents there are going for like 1-bedrooms. And obviously, they're a lot nicer than what, there. Everything's functional. You could probably get a 1-bedroom across there for maybe $600, $550 for a 1-bedroom. So if they're getting $1,200 a month, obviously, that's way out of line, even for that. I mean, that's crazy. And I guess a bigger question is, where are they getting the money to pay it? I mean, $1,200 is a chunk of change, especially for, a place like that. From my understanding, it doesn't have running water, electricity, or anything else. So.
Guys, so moi mande li combien kob un appartement un chambre Columbus, li di moi 500 pour 600 dollars américains pour par mois. Pendant ce temps, yo ap chargé haïtien 1200 dollars par mois. Peuple haïtien, si que j'ai nous tout pas ouvert pour nous venir nous comprendre des séries de bagailles, moi vraiment plus que m'a cherché pour Haïti et Haïtien, ou vin ouais côté que tout le monde qui entre dans business avec Haïtien, c'est même proche Haïtien qui fait Haïtien plus mal. Pendant ce temps où un Haïtien fait qu'à entrer dans un pays, côté 500 pour 600 dollars, c'est vraiment difficile pour même moun qui dans le pays. Pour ouais que un monde parce que c'est haïtien pour moun nan taille quand même, li gen un contact avec haïtien quand même pour le ka translate, pour le ka parler ceci c'est l'autre bord. Moun nan pas rien encore pour le faire. Li prend l'autre haïtien pareil, li ke pour l'aider moun nan, li mettel nan misère plus. Je vais partager le link là parce que à soir moi tap ton un frère qui pour venir dans show avec mais qui doit vraiment occuper kounya parce que moi joindre ni enfin pour te parler de bagay Joe Biden qui côté que ou camper dans bagay Joe Biden. I'm sharing the link, guys, and if you would like to come in, I had invited someone but he is pretty busy. And since it was the last minute, I want to share the link and invite anybody, guys, that's going to be respectful to share your perspective on what do you think of the Joe Biden program. So now that we know they've been charged double the price, what are some jobs there that about how much in Columbus, about how much does the average job pay? What is minimum wage, since every state minimum wage is different? What is a job that a Haitian can probably get in Columbus, pay new coming in Haitian?
Well, I mean, there's a lot of unskilled labor jobs available here. There's a lot of warehousing jobs because of where Columbus is located. It's central, where there's a lot of stuff that, warehouses along the Beltway, the outskirts and so forth. Those jobs, those are labor jobs. The problem's going to be is they can do those jobs, the men at least, and those jobs are paying anywhere from $15, $16, $17, $18 an hour to start. The problem is the language barrier. If they can speak some English, or maybe have somebody that works in those places that can speak Creole, then, they can do fine. The jobs are there. They're hiring all over the place all the time. Columbus has always been kind of immune to a bad economy because of the growth of what this area is. And I've been here since 1987, and it's grown every year since I've been here. Like I said, there's multiple jobs, warehousing, light manufacturing, custodial jobs are a dime a dozen, but any of those type of jobs, any of them could do and make, like I said, minimum, you're not going to get anybody for 50. You're going to have to pay at least $15 an hour to get anybody to do anything here in this city.
Wow. So when you say, how much is a minimum wage job there, Stallion? Hello, Mr. Gene. How's it going for you?
How are you? Hi, Stallion.
I said it again, right?
Yeah, well, here in Ohio, they have a constitutional amendment where the minimum wage has to go up with inflation. I think the minimum wage, here is like 9 or 10.25. I have to look it up to see. But they can't get anybody for that. Even $11, $12 an hour. Nobody's going to work for that here doing anything. I think McDonald's, even teenagers, they're paying them 12, 13 an hour, something like that. I mean, it's just, you're just not going to get people to work for that. But any kind of jobs that both the light manufacturing, warehousing, those jobs are paying anywhere 15, 18, 19, an hour unskilled. So, and a lot of them will have either mandatory or unlimited overtime. So it isn't, that's why I say it's a good place for immigrants to come, to start off with. Between that and the cost of living, this is not a bad city to live in. It's just that we don't attract many people from the Caribbean. This is, for whatever reason, there's not a large Caribbean presence here, period. It's more, like I said, it's more Mexican. I'd say Mexico, and then we have a various African countries. That's where our immigrants here.
So you're looking at where a citizen that's working at minimum wage in the state of Columbus is probably bringing in with 40 hours a week before taxes, right? Making about $450 a week, maybe about $900 every 2 weeks. And that's for someone that can speak English, someone that can interact, someone that's probably even familiar and knows somebody that can help them to get the job. But you have an immigrant that's coming in from Haiti, where people are actually probably most likely bringing them there. And they're probably not making this much money. And they're being charged double what a person making this money shall make. Mr. Gene, my brother, you may come in.
Okay.
Parce que moi-même, plus que ou chercher pour étudier moun yo plus, et plus que ou envie pour mener une série de sujets plus pour haïtien, li yon ti jan fait me fâcher parce que ou que pour premier gen de bagay mwen ka passe, nous penser que li bon pour nous pendant ce temps. Son lot misère al passe. M toujours di moun li bon da mais tout pays al voyager pour y al comprendre pour pas dire pour moun pas penser c'est hate ou pas vle ou faire ceci c'est l'autre bord. Mais pour on moun a couri sorti dans situation et puis c'est dans une situation comme ça yo entré. Qui sont de histoire ça? What do you see with just the title tonight?
Well, Miss Mary, the first thing is you can't run without a destination. That's the first thing. You can't run nowhere without destination. You got to know where you're going. We adopting a mentalities of wherever that I get, I will leave. That's a bad thing, because where you get, you didn't know what's waiting for you. The Joe Biden program is a very good program. It's a very, very good program. But the first thing that's and foremost for the Haitian people, they have to understanding, coming in on Joe Biden program, you're not illegal. You may have some difficulties because the fact is you do not have all the access of somebody that actually guiding you properly. But the number one thing, don't make yourself illegal, because you can get here. You're not illegal on paper, but you're illegal from activities. Because if you...
I think you should give some of that in Creole too, for some of my peoples that are watching. And I'm sure I have some. I know you guys, most of my people's guys are English speakers, but I want to also help and encourage some of them that's in the Joe Biden program. So I want you to share in Creole too some information that can give them some strength too in Creole.
Okay. Les moun yo ap déplacé, faut yo konnen ki exactement côté yo prale. Si yon moun ap invité, numéro 1, même là par exemple, moi même personnellement, m'ta appliqué pour yon moun, même là ki yo pap karit la quand même premier mois faut faire côté prale. Moun qui te entoure là, parce que on prend exemple. Si moi même gen moun qui rentre dans Joe Biden. Si que ou vini ou te gon destination pour entrer Chicago par exemple. Toute information immigration yo pral Chicago. Et programme nan li gen normalité. On prend par exemple, moi gen yon monde qui vini avec 2 petits monde. Ou gen yon bon minimum de presque $700 dans cob pour manger seulement. En dehors de permis 4 là. Moi si que vous qualifiez un petit monde que ba ou qui ont à peu près de $400 à $500 encore. Ça veut dire que gon 2 lits d'activité. Yo si que vous gen moun qui pour guider application pour médical immédiatement, ni ou ni petit ou gen médical. Peut-être à peu près de 1 ou 2 semaines après que vous finissez remplir papier. Moi, gen ti pour dépenser tout. Parce que vous dépenser presque à n'importe minimum de $400 en personnel cob pour construire les bagages pour régler. Moi, quand vous avez quelques papiers, une vaccination pour prendre, ça c'est cash. Moi, but programme nan li en fonction. C'est nous-mêmes en tant que Haïtiens qui viennent qui dit que nous que quoi côté me tomber moins bon et puis tout ou pas allier avec un monde pour aider pour guider dans un sens qui direction qui plus bon parce que yo bon cadre de travail mais même le cadre de travail là sous pas quand parler anglais qui monde cap guider gen travail ou ka faire son pas parler anglais ay on par exemple journée jodi là majorité travail yo pas care qu'on parle anglais depuis que son main d'œuvre travail li yo capable faire travail dans cuisine, travail dans home depot, bon travail je dis que on monde capable faire sans qu'on parle anglais. So, but l'essentiel pour que moun ça ou pas qu'à entrer dans le pays, même l'autre entrer avec un green card, faut qu'on gagne un monde cap guider. You must have somebody to guide you, whether you have a green card, whether you have a Joe Biden program. I don't care how you got here. Illegally, you must have some guidance. If you come in here, you don't have nobody. Find an Haitian church where you could ask for help because you're in a better zone of reaching some help. Instead of just like finding a couple people that puts you, for example, on an apartment. I don't want to really speak into those apartment thing a lot, but I mean, the thing is, you have certain peoples. They grouped up together. Even if an illegal apartment. I don't know nothing about that apartment where it's happening in Ohio, but people that grouped up together, they put their monies together, they're renting room or they're having bunk for $250, they pay here and that they combine together about 3, 4, 5 people to get themselves on the activity. They don't know if it's legal or illegal. And immediately, once you rent an apartment, even if I rent an apartment for you, they will ask me how many people that live in that apartment. So the minute I have more than the people that I have that stays and sleep there, it's become an illegal activities. You can get evicted for that. So, and for them, they figure out, okay, I'm going to rent an apartment. I know there is that situation that happening on the area of Indianapolis, where those people, they grouped up together in one room and 2, 3 people, they just want to sleep there and go to work in the morning. But the key thing is it's illegal. It's absolutely illegal. It's better you find somebody that can give you some help or you and another person can actually get together to another way to do stuff like that. If you come on the Biden program, all you need is maybe somebody to co-sign you to get an apartment once you get a job. They need to come in from Haiti with a plan of going somewhere if they can spend minimum of 6 months or 3 months to get a heads up on their own.
What about those that are being misguided? I'm gonna go with Stallion because he's here with us. Do you feel that those that are in Ohio have been intentionally misguided? And you can answer that too, because one of the things we do know, I think any nationality, you end up clanging up with your people. But what happens when you end up clanging up with the wrong people? Do you think that they ended up clanging up in Ohio with the wrong people?
Well, it sounds like from what I'm going to do a little bit more digging on my end to find out. And like I said, I've rode through there a couple times, the last couple of days, and you'll see a couple of people walking around, on their cell phones outside the buildings and stuff. So I know they're still there, and I could probably be safe to say that they're not paying that rent anymore because the person they were giving the money to is gone, and he's probably going to go for criminal charges. And the city of Columbus has filed, whatever the deal was, whoever that took over the place was supposed to fix those up, and they didn't. So they're going to take them to environmental court. So there's a gap here, where the person's gone, and the court date's going to be set. So between that period of time, these guys are in limbo unless somebody comes through and pulls them out of there to place them somewhere else. But I think from what I'm kind of putting two and two together. I think somebody had started the snowball effect, and there might have been a couple that came in there, and the guy, said, hey, I'll do X, Y, Z for you, made him some false promises. And then of course they told others, and then they came, and that's where you got your 800 plus in there.
Yeah, they're on that way. It's becoming a trend.
But the thing you have to understand here, like I said, this is there's not, in the Caribbean period, there's just not that many people here. And I'm going to speak about the Somalians for a minute, because they're number one by far here as far as immigrant group. When Somalians come here, they have and I've been to their place. They have a nonprofit organization to welcome them. They got Somalians that have been here for some years, and they have a place to go to get guidance, to find a place to stay, jobs, where to go. And a lot of them, most of them are Muslim, so they know where the mosques are at and so forth. So they have a whole network set up here for that community, and some of the other immigrant group communities. Here, and of course some of them actually have businesses. The Somalians own a number of home health care agencies where they can get right on their feet and work there and start making money. Once they get their papers and everything. So they have a pretty good path to come through here. The Latinos, a lot of them have businesses. They have small construction companies, where they can speak Spanish. So those guys can link in and work in those industries. So, but, and of course the ones from the other English speaking countries, they can, it's easy for them to simulate right in because they can speak English. Plus there's a lot of Guyanian and Nigerian businesses here, home health care and some others, where they can, because they speak the language and they write English, it's easier for them to translate in. But Haiti's kind of like a unique situation. There's not many here to start with. There's really none that I know of that own businesses. There's one restaurant I used to go to a couple years back. It was a family restaurant that me and my girlfriend used to go eat at. And, he closed up shop, and I think there's a new one open up recently last year. But other than that, it isn't like that they can link in and say there's a welcome area saying, okay, come here, and they can speak in Creole. We can help you with housing here. We can help you with legal services here. Oh, by the way, we got some jobs here where people can speak to you in Creole, so you can come to work and start getting on your feet. That, to my knowledge, that doesn't exist.
Yeah, the best way to
We can't hear you. All right. I think now. Say something now.
You probably have to go back out in. Yeah.
We still can't hear you. We can't hear you. Say something.
They'll probably have to go back
hear
out.
You.
They'll probably have to go back out and
Go
come
out and come back. Okay. So guys, let me go into the audience, and I want to thank you all for tuning in with us. If you have yet to give this live a like, please give this live a like, and please share this live, guys, with anybody that you think this information is related to. Silver Fox says, hello, Marie and Life in Haiti family. Hello, Silver Fox. How's it going? Gatewalker say, bonjour, Marie. Bonjour, come on. Yeah. Marie Javier says, good evening, Marie. Life in Haiti family. Hope you're doing well. Nice to see you. Thank you so much. Nice to have you in the chat. And thank you so much for being a member of Life in Haiti. Mr. Jackson, hello, says hello, Marie, in Life in Haiti family. I hope that everyone is doing well. I'm doing a lot better. I wasn't doing well, but I'm better. Maria, I see that you are all over the place. If it's dealing with the Haitians, you are there. Yes. Thank you so much, Mr. Jackson, for your $5 super chat. Thank you so much for your continuous love and support of this channel. Thank you so much. Nuva Jerk, say hello, Marie. Hello, Nuva. How's it going? But you have to sign and be responsible. You didn't give me a full thought right there, Gatewalker. You can come back and share a little bit more in reference to what you were saying. Haitian Warrior King, how's it going? Hold on a second, because I see, hello? It's not even dropping them. Let me see. Let me see if that will give him the chance to come back in. Haitian Warrior King says this Biden program is misleading people. A lot of people don't think it's for only 2 years. And if it is, that's wrong because you got to pay top dollar to bring someone here. Hold on a second. All righty. Okay, you're back now.
Yeah, I'm sorry. One phone call for everything.
All righty. So, Haitian Warrior King, let me give a shout out to the super chats tonight. Mr. Jackson, thank you so much for another $5 super chat. Thank you so much. Jean, thank you for the $1 super chat. Thank you for the $1.49 super chat. Sherry Hero, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. So thank you all so much for supporting and sharing this live. Thank you so much. Do you remember where we left off at?
Yes. The main thing is they need to find a church. If you go in any countries, it's not just United States. If you don't have no bodies, you need to find a church that can actually give you some, at least some, leading you somewhere. Somebody in the church, because the church is the organization organized to helping peoples, and you definitely might find a place to stay on your native people, or either leading you to get you where you need to be. I mean, if they were in Chicago, I'll probably be able to get them some type of contact and different churches they can go to. If they was having a illegal issues, that would be a different thing. Then they will be dealing with worldrelief.com or either Haitian, not Haitian, Catholic Charities. Is the name change? Is the Catholic Charities? I know for Chicago, they call World Relief. They are dealing with immigration. But if you're legal, then you really need to get to your communities. They can give you some guidance, specifically with the English speaking, because even those things that you need without the English is going to be a barrier to get everything that the program is offers. Everything. You can get the money they provide, you can get the medical card they provide, you cannot get the food stamp, but that's up to $400 to $700 they provide to you to eat. You're not getting any benefit, and it's not the program. That's what I want to make you clarify. The program is just fine. It's helping you. It puts you on your feet. I have one person that here with 2 kids. She's receiving approximately $700. She have a job. She got medical for herself. Her kids is in school. On the very weeks they're coming in. But you must have the right guidance.
All righty.
I just pulled it up here. Minimum wage in Ohio for 2023 is $10.10 an hour.
Oh, that's low.
But nobody's working for that here in Columbus. I can guarantee you that. Nobody, I don't even see jobs even advertised, just standing there holding a sign for that. I mean, these jobs are all paying, even at the restaurants, 12 for, kids, 12, 13, 14, 15 hour up, up to maybe 20, even for the warehousing jobs and everything.
So we're on the Joe Biden program because that's a legal pathway. But we know that a lot of our peoples probably have been there, through Mexico and elsewhere. May I ask, I'm not sure if you guys are, aware of what's going on, but for the Haitians that are coming in through Mexico, are they given proper paperwork? How is that for a Haitian coming in through, or let's say when they go through Mexico and they're being granted CAT? I think CAT is Convention Against Torture. What happens with CAT? Do they get the same benefits as someone coming in through the sponsored program, Joe Biden, the
No.
Joe Biden program?
No. I have a friend of mine that actually crossed over from the bridge as well. And you do have access. Number one, somebody have to release you. They release you to somebody. They don't release you off the street. So if they release you, now they have to be dealing with that situation where they release you and they give you a court days, that when you're going to actually appear on your court days. And after your court days, that's when you know if they're going to granted you papers and stuff like that. But in the meantime, while you're releasing, you can actually applying for different source where maybe not asylum, because you're not going to qualify for asylum because they already know how you got here. But you can actually go to court. You are applying for TPS based on what time you were here, if you qualify for that. Other than that, you're legal to do quite a few things. You can applying for work permit. All those things gotta go to lawyers. Or either immigration statutes, like once again, like World Relief or Catholic Charities. The Catholic Charities and World Relief they used to be free, but now you're paying them some money because government do not funding them anymore. But it's a very small fees. It's not a whole lot. I believe it's about like right now it's about like $35 for consulting. So they're telling you this is your case, this is where you at, and then from there they tell you how much it's gonna cost you. Most of the fee you're paying is the government fees. Let's say, for example, if it's a green card, you're gonna apply for, I think it's about like $650 right now, for examples. So you're gonna pay that fee, not to them. You're gonna make that money order to wherever that thing charging you. But that fee is very small. There is no lying to their situation. Even though they are part of the government, because they are immigration, if you're illegal, they're not going to report to immigration because they don't have that right. And they will tell you that.
Wow. So Haitian Warrior King, let's go back to his comment. He mentioned that this Biden program is misleading people. A lot of people don't think it's for only 2 years. And if it is, that's wrong because you got to pay top dollar to bring someone here. Stallion, I know that we started the show with, I know that you have another appointment in about a few minutes. So you can answer that question and I will continue with Mr. Gene so that, you can get to your next appointment. But do you think that this program will continue? As an American, do you foresee, what do you see happening with the Haitians with the Joe Biden program?
Well, I mean, this is just my opinion, and I talked to another YouTuber that kind of chimed in. We had a private conversation about that. I hate to say this. A lot of times, that program's not permanent, from my understanding. Okay, you're here 2 years for whatever the criteria is. But what's going to end up happening is, this is the way I see it. That gives an opportunity for one individual to stay permanently by marrying a U.S. citizen, and that's what I see as the end game. For some, there's some women that came here from Haiti. They may, while they're here for those 2 years, they may get together with, they meet an American and marry them. And, obviously that's going to, put them in a different status to be here, or vice versa, even with the men. Because I don't trust that at the end of 2 years. I mean, what happens after 2 years? You go back home? There's got to be something in it. We're coming up on a presidential election here next year. And we know if who gets into office, you know what's going to happen. I mean, that's pretty much a given. There could be some one-way tickets back to Haiti, So that's why I see it. I think that's I think that'd be the best option if I was in that situation. You find somebody, or maybe you knew somebody here in the States. You get married and you file the paperwork, whatever it is, to stay permanently.
Wow.
Now, there is in between that now. We're not forgetting, a lot of people, what's happening is they actually get into the program, but they don't read the information. The program is also give you a pathways of being a citizen. Being a resident. Is actually after 1 year on the program, you actually can file for legal status here. That's the part a lot of people not paying attention to.
Wow.
Yes. Because my sisters is actually dealing with those immigration paperwork. Clearly, I don't have nothing documentation, but if they goes to the paperwork that on the website is actually give you that access. But likewise, like Stallion said, I don't have no belief that those people after 2 years they're gonna go back home or they're gonna send them back home. Now, the thing you have to realize is not just Haitian. Okay, it's not just Haitian. So that means the Ukrainian have to go back. All those other people that participate have to go back. To do understanding, you're gonna send all those people back. Are you gonna provide them a ticket? Are you gonna put them on the airplane and just send them back? How are you gonna send them back? That thing gonna be extending and giving different type of forms, just like TPS. TPS will never end until you give those people a pathways. It's just plain and simple. You might give them a hard time when the time is coming up for renewal, but they're not, because how you going to do that? You're going to have a chaos in your hand, a total chaos for the immigration itself.
Do you think that it could be a backlash for the actual sponsor who sponsored someone into the States?
No, because sponsoring somebody, the one thing we have to understand in sponsoring somebody coming to the United States is you give them the opportunities to coming in other ways for them to be able to get a job and doing their certain thing. So once you sponsor somebody, that person get on their feet, then the sponsorship is no longer validated. Now, if you sponsor a kid, now you actually bring that kids here and you drop that kids. Now the government, they have the right to come after you.
So you don't think that the government have a right to go after the sponsor if things don't go? Because I'm being told that some people that came in through the Biden program, they made them sign the actual time, and like, you're coming here for 2 years, correct?
That's correct.
And you'll be back at such and such time.
That's correct.
So let's say in the event, if you do not think that sponsors can be affected?
Here's the thing. It's not even about the sponsors. I understand what you're saying. But is that important? Those people, the United States of America itself on program, pay attention to all the program they have. They have not have a program that you come in here and at the end of the timing, they ship all those people back. It's the massive of the people that they have. I don't see that coming. I will be surprised myself to see them after 2 years, they're expecting all those people go back. We're not talking about people that are doing well for themselves. We're talking about you're taking a massive of people that leaving their countries because of the fact is their country is not doing well. Because they left in their household, some of them steal everything they got to get away. So it's going to be a mass of chaos. I just don't see that happening. And once again, if it was only Haitian, I probably close my eyes and they will send all of them back. but we mix with some others now. So remember, the reason the program was having all the chaotic is because they offer it to Haitian. Even for that's why the Republican was trying to close that program, because the program been there for a long time. But the minute Haitian people get involved into something, that's a different topic. Is they just don't want you to be a part of nothing. But if that was just Haitian, in my opinion, they will close the doors on us. But it's not just us. What they're gonna do with the Cuban? What they're gonna do with all those other nationalities?
Not to interrupt you, from experience, I have seen where no matter what, Cubans, they are protected under CAT, which is Convention Against Torture. So regardless, if a Cuban touch feet in the States, it still remains that they will not be deported.
They have, yes, under that circumstances, which is different, but at the end, what I'm saying is a program
under any circumstance, my brother, because I've had it where Cubans were in prison for murder. Literally, like did 30 years, and they went through immigration and did that 90 days, and in 90 days they were given paper right back into the States and could not be deported.
Yes, but this is something that happening because remember what happened back in the days. If they were leaving their country and come back, what happened to them? You know, so that's totally a different. That's why I say that's under different circumstances. But on our case, it's not the same because the chaos that happened down there, they know the in and out of that chaos. You know, that's a different ballpark.
That's true.
I still just can't see them deporting not just Haitian and many other peoples for that type of situation when the program is ending. I truly believe there will be another ways of dealing with that. Now, if Mr. Trump become president, I can tell you how that's gonna come along because he's a different of presidency. You know, he's a different guy. I'm not a politician, but he's a different type of peoples. He have a different view of seeing immigrant, not just Haitian. So that's a different ballpark because he does things that not actually line up with the government. You know.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get into that. I'm in Haiti for me. I gotta be careful what I say because I don't mess nothing up.
Ring on the finger.
We're talking normal conversation. We're not talking again.
Yeah.
Just saying, you know, there's certain people, they have different agendas. You know? They just have different agendas on certain.
That's true.
We're not talking about
Y'all laughing. I'm for real. Like, I don't want to say nothing to mess it up.
There's things that he had done when he was the president, and he also considered us as a shithole country. So at the end of the days, if he, and you all know how he feel about borderline from Mexico, so he's just somebody that's stronger than other president on immigration who doesn't give the same leeways some others does. So if he's become president, so we can expecting he reinforced something that was said in papers. He was telling you easily, if he choose to, it was for 2 years, your 2 years is up, he wants you to leave. Which is not going to be like something that he do that not lawful.
One of the things, you know, Trump is he's full of controversy surrounding him. But one thing I want to ask, and Stallion, don't forget, I know you have somewhere to be. If you have to leave at any time, just let me know, okay? Okay. So one of the things that I saw from Trump is, do you think that Trump, did he meddle in Haitian politics to you? Because for me, I saw him as one of the presidents that really did not get into the politics in Haiti. And I could be wrong, guys, so don't step on my feet because everyone feels different, right? Because this is politics. But to you, did he meddle in Haitian politics?
Okay. One thing you have to remember, Mary, since after our independence in 1804, our paperwork always in the tables of United States of America's desk from that days. There is not a single president that in the United States that's not a part of the Haitian government. They may not speak much about it, but they're working on it as much as the one that speak loud. Don't believe on any of them. If you follow some of those stories about like Haitian documentaries, Haiti is just being a target. Period. From the time of the embargoes, from not doing business with you, from the releasing slaves from all the countries. You've been on the tables of many nations, and you've been on the government of many nations. The one who do not speak about you is maybe not loud as United States, because United States you hear them much because they're actually involved in a lot of stuff, whether it's business and different things in your government and they're on your government. So that make it different. But there is not a single one of them. You know, Joe Biden don't say much, but they are no different. They are no different. And I don't think neither of them has ever been for us, even though I live in America. Just politics, pure politics.
Oni, how's it going? How's it going, sis? Remember, guys, to like, fam. So if you've yet to hit the like button, please hit the like button. Ghetto Flower says, hi, sis. I am from Toledo, Ohio. And one bedroom can be minimum 400, depending on the neighborhood. Wow. And we have Haitians that's probably close to you. I'm not sure how close Columbus is to Toledo, that is paying $1,200 a month. My thing with that whole story is Haitians, we hear all of the stories and even some of our complaints about how Haitians are mistreated all over. When do we as Haitians make the conscious decision to stop mistreating each other, to stop misleading each other? When you go to Texas, where I was raised, Texas is full of Hispanics. And they may fight, they may even kill each other, but in the end, they're right there to pamper each other's womb. You rarely see them not clanged up with each other. And wherever you see a group of 4, 5, and 1 come in, they instantly embrace and sharing information. Why don't we do that too with our Haitian people wherever? Because what we're seeing with this immigration situation, this crisis, this security crisis Haiti faced, is that a lot of people are taking advantage of that situation and making millions and millions off the Haitian people's misery. It's like the problem that's happening in this country is not the innocent people fault directly, right? And then in search of life, you end up in a situation. It's like things get harder and harder to leave Haiti to Nicaragua. An average ticket run you 3 to 4, maybe 5,000 and more based on how many people. You get to the Joe Biden program, many people paid expensive prices to get out of here to get a ticket, because now they knew Haitians were flying, the price of tickets flew sky high. So some people pay a very expensive price for their ticket. And most of that money come from you guys that are helping a Haitian person. So when a Haitian person, you know in what situation they're getting out of from Haiti, guys, let's be a little kinder to the Haitians in your community. It doesn't hurt to lead somebody the right way in hopes that it trickles down and it keeps on going. Because if you are Haitian, you're Haitian descendant, even if you've been in the U.S. 50 years, at some point you were just come. Right?
Mm-hmm.
And somebody had to help. And I know many of you guys have the horror stories where you were misguided, So in this day and age, knowing what Haiti is facing, let's be a light in such a hopeless situation for each other, right? Haitians that are there in Columbus. And not only that, that's why Haitians, I encourage you guys to plan. C'est pour nous planifier avant nous prendre la rue, pour nous comprendre où côté nous praler vrai, ou dire un bel bagay frère. Parce que yo vite mettre moun nan non situation comme ça. Ou payer tout comme ça pendant ce temps appartement son appartement causé fermé. Pas gen de l'eau. Gade tabagay la gade jan sal se si se lo. Ouais, ça son it's just hurtful towards the Haitian people because they end up in this situation in this apartment, and then these apartments are like damn near condemned, should be shut down. Some have no running water, no light, and they're paying 2 times the amount. I don't know. Maybe it's me that just have too much of a heart for people.
Yeah, I'm gonna take off, but I'll tell you what, we'll do a part 2. I'm gonna ride down there and see if I can talk to somebody, and then if I can get them to go on camera, we'll do another live, and then they can, you can get straight from them exactly what's going on down there, because we're doing a lot of guessing and kind of putting stuff together. But if we get somebody that's actually there, they can explain, exactly what things are going on and what the end game's going to be.
Wow. So I look forward to that live. And I will be waiting on what happened. That way we can see exactly what the real situation is instead of us just making speculations. But I know if $700 of food stamps is probably going to each one of those people, so it's a lot of food in that place, right? Shoot.
We'll put that on the back burner. Like I said, I'm going to make an effort to go down. This is not far from my house, actually, so I can literally ride down there during the day and just, there's a lot of them are standing around. Not everybody, obviously, but there's a lot, people just standing around. They might be up on their cell phones or doing whatever. Let's talk to them, and then obviously, I'll get a call into you. So hopefully they might know enough English where we can communicate. But I always got the translator, so we can try that the best way we can.
Well, if you run into a Haitian person, just give me a call, and I'll be there to be your translator.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm heading off here.
It's good to have you, as always. Yes, thank you, and we'll do this again.
Okay, cool. Talk to you later.
Cool. Talk to you later, Stan. So we're here now. It's us, my brother. Yes. Ghetto Flowers says Haitian Warrior King, and I wanted to mention too. We know that each state is different. Some state is more expensive than others, and that's probably why it's that cheap. Because in Houston, I'm being told like a 1-bedroom apartment can go anywhere from $1,000 to $3,000. So it's all based on the state that you're at, what the cost of living is. Because let's say maybe in California, you could not find $400 a month rent, unless you living with a friend that's just really, really kind, right?
Amen.
So Ghetto Flower said, Haitian Warrior King, I feel you. Also to add, as the saying goes, who also play a part. But overall, I never saw or met Haitians personally in my town. I'm sure there may be some. Wow. Mr. Jackson says, like Stallion said, the language is the barrier, but there are plenty of jobs that are for the taking. Here in Texas, construction is the rule. That's one of the reasons why I always encourage Haitians while in Haiti and not doing anything to teach yourself English. Apprendre anglais pendant Haïti et puis ou nan téléphone ou sur internet ou sur TikTok ou sur c'est l'autre bord. Gen pe moun sa yo y a touché déjà pour yo bon entertainment, et pas vrai? Ou même ou gen doit utiliser temps pour faire un bon bagay ou gen doit apprendre espagnol, ou gen doit apprendre n'importe l'autre langue, et anglais vraiment soit apprendre anglais la mener ou loin. Si ou déjà connaît ou ton moment, les que bagay yo ouvert pour laguer pied pendant ce temps, ouais ou même pour faire ça capable pour apprendre anglais, guys. Do encourage family members to learn English. And once you learn English, maybe you do not have it's quicker to catch on, and it might be easier for you to read, and then it's a little bit harder for people to mislead you. Do you agree?
Yep. Yep.
And I'm telling you, reading is big, because let's use myself for example. I speak English and I read in English, right? So now I come to Haiti, my brother, it's like a disability. And I'm like, wow, how is it so many people can live without knowing how to read and write in this country? Because when I go somewhere and it requires reading, at times I've even felt like crying. It was a like disaster for me, because you have to know how to read to not be misled. And I've been misled in this country, because either you're depending on someone to translate for you, and they translate and tell you whatever they want you to know and not what it actually is. So it's always good to be informed, right?
Yeah.
Let's look for questions. That's right. You only stay in the US for 2 years, then go back. The Joe Biden program is garbage. Marie New, good afternoon, Marie and LIH family. How's it going? Yours truly. I am a sponsor, and I had to sign a promise to take care of parolee. Wow. Good evening, everyone. Marie, how are you, love? I'm doing a lot better. The last few days, guys, I was not any good. So thank God I'm back and doing better. Sporting Goods says meat packing here pays more than $20. 3CP said this immigration crisis is by design. Wow. Correct. Sporting Goods says, I think the government is doing it to boast numbers to redraw lines for elections. Are you serious? America don't care about Black people. Ibonati says, and I've been waiting since February for a family member to come while these folks taking advantage. Use technology to solve problems you don't understand. We are supposed to enroll them in school. Make sure that they are learning the language and a whole list of other things, not just let them run free. Now, that's very good what Gatewalker says, but when you're in a situation that the person say, Gina, and you know how things can go with some of our Haitian people, you clearly telling them, look, my situation is not the best, even though I make the money and I qualify to be a sponsor. However, I am signing this paper and not really being able to hold up that promise to be able to provide you everything. Because keep in mind, from the beginning, sponsors were told that they had to provide medical assistance, they had to provide food and everything. No one knew that in return, they were going to offer you food stamps, medical assistance, maybe a little bit of cash, yada, yada, yada. And you have it where some people just said, you know what, you are on your own. So when you drop somebody on their own, would they know about all of this?
All lost. It's all lost, because all those things requires going to the department of the you got to go to Social Securities to get your Social Security, because you got your social numbers. The kids do not receiving a Social Security card. They got a permission of school. Okay, so all those things is a step forward. My sisters, I know she been taking off work. That's where there is a little burden on the sponsors. You got to be either taking off work or making phone call. Some staff are physical, some staff are phone call. So to be taking care of those things. So it's not a whole lot, but you want to take care of those things. If you got somebody that already speak English, or somebody that willing to look for a job for you. Like, for example, my sister-in-law, she here, but She don't speak English, but she working for Jewel. You know, because nowadays, because of the lack of work, everybody hiring. They don't really even worry about how much if you speak English, Spanish. They worry about do you understand the manual or verbally training. If you can do this, she baking cookies right now. So she just got there. They just keep on baking cookies, and as come along, picking up a couple words, they try to talk with her. Today, they're working with you if you don't speak whatever that language is because they need you. You go to a restaurant, people know that in America right now. I mean, you sit down, they have tables that empty, but they can sit you because they don't have waiter to serve you.
Wow.
If somebody fix the food, they can bring you the food on the table. You know what you orders. That's not hard to understanding.
Do you think that was the inspiration behind them opening the door to
They
a
opened the door.
number of immigrants?
Well, they opened the door was from my thinking personally is for two things. Number one is, like you say, election is about to come. Number two is job improvement, because the people after the pandemic, there is a lot of American, or not just American, people in America. Let me not to be judgmental. People in America who do not want to go back to work since after the pandemic. It's been a chaos. Some people still stays in the system of getting money from the government. They don't go back. And some of people scared from not getting sick until today. But at the end of the days, so it's become a lack of job, and people everywhere you go, McDonald's, Burger King, there is not a place that you go do not have a sign hiring today.
It's not a reason not to have a job, right?
No, if you don't want
you just have to be willing to start somewhere.
There is job. I'm a truck driver. I travel places. I think there is job, but there is not enough people. You know, places that you normally eat on the truck stop, they close because they don't have people to work.
Wow.
You know, there is plenty job. But the key thing is for our people, Mary, is the most understanding. You're not coming here illegal. Find a cousin. Find somebody that can give you at least a couple months to get those things in order. Because once you got your stuff in orders, I mean, I kid you not, you trade food to somebody's house. You say, hey, you know, I got $400 food stamp. I need a place to stay. They will let you sleep. You know, you give it something until you can get back.
That's true.
And the other thing that somebody just says on the bottom of the line is, if you're coming here, for example, just like we did with our family member that coming here, well, so what if it's 2 years? You can learn a trade here that can serve you a better purpose in Haiti when you go back.
You know,
definitely,
and hopefully the exposure when you come back, it gives you a different way of doing things and a different understanding as far as even the relationship you have with people overseas, respecting that relationship and seeing how hard people work, and they're not just there like having the time of their life.
Exactly. It's plenty trade that between 3 months to 6 months, and you're here for 2 years, you can go down there with an associate if you were speaking English before you got here, based on where who you hanging, who end up with, you know. So that's why if somebody asks me, hey, can you apply for me? No, I can't, because if I can't carry your responsibilities, I'm not doing it. Oh, you're not a great guy. No, it's not about a great guy. It comes with the responsibilities. I'm not gonna have you and drop you over my auntie house, over my cousin house. If I'm have you coming in, you come into my house, because I'm responsible and I'm leading you to the best as I can.
Yeah, that's getting some people to understand that. And by right, it should be like that. But then, hey, everybody's situation is not the same situation. So if you were able to get some people out of Haiti and was not able to bring them in, who knows, you know, what a person's situation is. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because I hear the cost of living is so expensive in New York. And you may make a certain amount, but then you can't take on that responsibility. And when you have people in Haiti that's calling constantly, and you know you genuinely love that person, you want to give them a chance, but then you can't carry them through giving them the chance. So to come, to an end with this, if you're going to sponsor someone, please be sure to guide them the right way. Be there physically for that. Be there mentally for that, to make sure that they do not end up in situations where they continue to be misused and misled. If you live in Chicago, somebody's coming in through Fort Lauderdale, at least bring them to Chicago. Maybe drop them off at a church. Talk to them about their benefits. That way they do not just be dropped off in the States and feel alone and feel as if they're by themselves. Do you get what I'm saying?
That's right.
And you can share some of their benefits so that they don't end up. But then again, our people are getting into the States in all sorts of different ways. So tonight, I'm assuming and more focused on the Joe Biden, but it may not be that. It may not be that, because as you mentioned, Biden program offers benefits to people so that they do not have to live in hiding or feel as if they're illegal. Because if you have status from the Joe Biden program, you are not illegal. So my brother, I've held you a minute. Any last word you like to say? It's always a pleasure. I want to thank you too for coming in and share with people, even about your trucking company, if anybody needs your services, how they can reach you and what state you're in.
Well, the best thing that I can tell for people right now is if the Haitian that actually living out of countries like United States and any different state of United States is getting into the embassies, the Haitian embassies, for them to do more, because they're not responding to our societies. They're not doing anything. Instead, before the communities is them, they're representing Haiti, and they are not working toward those Haitians. And from my understanding, it seems to be, it don't matter if it's in the United States or DR or any other country, they seem to be operating just like they were in Haiti. If those people are doing the right thing, when we're talking about Haitian difficulties, that should have been the first place we told them, hey, if you got problem, make the phone call over there, then they can help you. I think we, as the Haitian that living on the out of those states, we need to actually making sure, let those people know, you're not in Haiti. You need to do your work.
Wow. Thank you so much, my brother. We definitely do this again. It was good to have you come by.
It was good to see you.
Till next time.
Bye-bye.
Mr. Robert mentioned, he says, Marie, here's something that needs to be said. Unfortunately, I have witnessed all too often that some Haitians are put out onto the street by the very people who sponsored them to come to America. Wow. That's a whole nother story. So, you can go into with good intentions. You go in with the intentions of helping, and then it becomes a whooping for you in some ways, because I've heard several different stories as far as how that could go. You have people that may not want to clean up. They don't want to do certain things. But I take that to you talking to them about conforming to the different culture that they've stepped foot in. Because a lot of people, it's difficult to find a job in Haiti. So a lot of people are used to just sitting around and not doing much. But in the States, even if you don't have a job, you can wash dishes. There are certain things that you could do. And I'm pretty sure for different reasons, maybe why people have been put out. But that's like a whole nother show, because I haven't had an actual sponsor to tell me that they've put out someone. So I'm just going by speculations on that, guys. If you're watching and have yet to hit the like button, guys, please do so. Please hit the like button. Et pour moun mwen yo tou ki nan programme Joe Biden nan, non ti jan map di nou fè respect nou, kompren? Paske pendant ma parle de histoire qui a passé Columbus, là, un problème moun yo te gen, c'est semble haïtien pas ta propre, yo ta plage fatra n'importe côté, c'est si c'est l'autre bord. Est-ce que nous comprenons nous non situation pour nous faire respect, nous comprenons? Si son bagay pour faire ou ka faire li, parce que arrive un moment, il doit c'est ou même qui pour sponsoriser au monde, ou ta remen pour moun nan comprendre sacrifice que ou fait pour li et dans situation que moun nan yé. Jeffrey Pierre says, my Haitian brother don't believe in the American dream, believe in God and our Haitian people. Robert said, and salute to Tragic. How's it going? Salute to you. Robert says, as far as Haitians living in inhumane conditions, that happens in a lot of Black communities in America. Most of these properties are controlled by Jews who get away with not being penalized. Wow. Yeah, I'm here. Love and Freedom says, I'm here in the DR currently and see the Haitian people working hard and still look down on. Wow. So, guys, I want to thank you all for spending this hour with me. In the end, one of the main things we're bringing to light here is if you have any type of Haitian background, be willing to assist a Haitian. And assistance, guys, is not always just going into your pockets. Maybe you have money and that's your quickest way to assist because you don't have time. But one of the biggest assistance that you can give someone is your time. To give them a little bit of guidance. Hey, this is how you do things here. This is how you do things here. So that they don't end up putting themselves in bad situations. If you know of Haitians coming into your community, I don't know if it's your hustle, but to say rent maybe $400 to $600 and to charge someone that you know don't have much of anything $1,200, I pray that that person faces criminal charges. It's one of the things that is good about the states, that when it can be proven that someone have committed a crime, then they will pay with their time what they have done. So be kind to the Haitian people that are in your community. Fè sa nou kapab pou nou aider lot nan communauté haïtienne. Bay conseil, aider moun nan. Ou gen doit pas ka aider avec l'argent, mais ou ka aider moun nan à temps pour bali conseil. Pas jamblier même les jodi a gen penan nou ki aux États-Unis on pile temps, mais à une époque où te fait entrer aux États-Unis et quand même c'est un monde qui te ba ou qui te aide qui jan pour venir dans pays pour ceci c'est l'autre bord. New Jersey also provide I want assistance. I want to get a better chance. Even if I go back to Haiti, she'll have more skills. Yes, guys. So we'll be back. I'm going to do a part 2 because since I have one of my close peoples that follow me that's in the area to really see what's really happening there in Columbus with the Haitian people. I just want to thank you all so much. If you're watching and have yet to subscribe to this channel, please do so, guys. Hit the subscribe button. Kindly like and share, guys, especially for those who are watching after the live. You guys have a blessed night. Until next time, guys.